Well, now the place looks pretty full. The Cardiff City Stadium under the lights on a Monday night. We have had a draw here against Turkey, a win in Montenegro, and then another draw in Iceland on Friday night. Can the Cardiff boy Craig Bellamy get his first win as Wales head coach here in his hometown? Time to find out. You are with BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and 5 Sports Extra. For Wales against Montenegro, your commentary team is the former Wales striker Helen Ward, current Wales striker Sam Vokes and Rob Phillips.
Yes, welcome to an expectant stadium, and I think excited by what they've seen of the team news. It's very different to what many of us expected. 7 changes in that Wales side from the team that drew in Iceland on Friday night. So it's Carl Darlow of Leeds United making his first home start after a debut in the away game against Montenegro last month. He's in goal. Across the back, Ben Cabango, Joe Rodon, and the captain Ben Davies moves into the nervous 90s of caps today. Then in the midfield, Wes Burns of Ipswich, Harry Wilson in such great form, Josh Sheehan of Bolton, and Nico Williams on the left flank. And then a front line, not too many expected this, I don't think. David Brooks, definitely. Mark Harris of Oxford, and Swansea City's Liam Cullen. In contrast, Montenegro make 2 changes from the team that lost 1-0 at Turkey on Friday night. They don't have, though, their playmaker, the soul of their team, we were told before the game started, Stefan Jovetic, the former Manchester City player. He's out with injury. So they have Igor Nikic in goal. Across the back, Andrea Vukcevic, Nikola Spicic, Igor Vucak, Adam Marusic. Then in midfield, Vladimir Dovovic, Marko Jankovic earning his 50th cap, Marko Bakic, and then up front, Stefan Mogosha, who's the captain, Nikola Kristovic, and Drayton Kamaj, who scored the goal against Wales back in Podgorica. The referee is from Slovakia. He is Filip Glover. No Wales manager has ever gone their first 3 competitive games undefeated. Before Craig Bellamy, now Bellamy, a charismatic player when he played for his country. Now he tries to make it 4 games in a row with a side which nobody expected, which has 300 caps between them. There's a false start in the kickoff. 300 caps between them, and 90 of those are from Ben Davies. And they immediately win back possession quickly. And there's a ball forward which was looking for Mark Harris. That was Burns, and this is Sheehan in midfield. He captained, of course, Wales in Gibraltar in a friendly in the summer. One of the final games of the previous boss, Rob Page. Wales all in red, playing from left to right. Montenegro all in white on their worst ever run, 5 defeats on the bounce. But they have, as we were saying, they have been in all their games. Well, 40-odd seconds gone. Wales are ahead after 37 seconds in Podgorica, thanks to Kiefer Moore. I'm alongside one of his predecessors in the Wales men's team, Sam Vokes, and of course the Wales women's legend Helen Ward. They're alongside me for commentary as Brooks gets down the right-hand side for Wales and wins the first corner. Good start.
Yeah, very good start right from the kickoff. They tried to, delay us getting the press on, but I think it was Mark Harris did really well to go and block that initial cross. And yeah, Wales have had all the possession so far and forced a corner.
Harry Wilson in fine goal-scoring form for Wales is going to take this right-sided corner. Brooks has come across to take it short, but they're up from the back. The referee has seen a bit of shoving. Ben Davies has gone to the other end of the other side of the penalty area, well beyond the far post. So it's Wilson, left-footed, from the right-hand side. It's looking for, I think Davies was the target, but He'd run inside, the ball went beyond him. It's out for a goal kick. This is Sam Vokes.
Good evening. Yeah, it was an interesting corner, that. It looked like something worked on the training ground. One I've not seen before. I know Marge, the goalkeeping coach, has come back into the fold under Craig Bellamy. Does a lot of work with set pieces, so I'm sure that was one of his they tried out, but overhit a bit and went out for a goal kick.
So the goal kick taken by Igor Nikic, who's one of the home base players. He plays for Decic. This is Brooks, who missed last month's internationals through injury. And he's let that go for a throw-in. 2.5 minutes gone. Radio Well Sport and 5 Sport Extra. It's Group B, B4 in the Nations League. Wales against Montenegro. And Wales are immediately putting on a press. Sheehan stabs a foot in on Jovovic, the midfielder who plays his football in Uzbekistan. You need a packed lunch to say the team he plays for. You do.
I heard you on the team news. I didn't fancy trying myself.
Well, you can stick to the numbers if you want.
It's interesting looking at us, because I think when the team was named, we looked and we saw the individuals, and it looked like a back three, but I think for us tonight it's more Nico Williams on the right, and looks more like a back four we're going for tonight.
It does. And Sheehan is robbed in midfield by Jovovic, who goes down the left-hand side. There are 1 or 2 nibbles at him, and he's won a free kick. And immediately Igor Vujicic, who plays his football in Rubin Kazan in Russia, goes forward alongside Nikola Sipcic from the back. So the 2 centre halves are up, and you've got to say, without Kiefer Moore, you're looking at Roden and Davis Cabango to defend anything sent in early. It's a free kick to Montenegro, about 15 yards from the right corner of the Wales penalty area. It's swung in left-footed, and Carl Darlow is easily watches that past his far post, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad ball in, but I think the Welsh players shielded it pretty well, made sure that their players can get a run on them, and yeah, Carl Darlow's seen that out, no problem at all.
Germany already 1 up against the Netherlands in Group A. And this is Wilson for Wales, chips it into the middle, and it was Nikic who came out. Meanwhile, in Group 4B, Turkey, the leaders, are behind in Iceland. Iceland 1, Turkey 0. Oskarsson, who caused Wales so many problems on Friday night, has given the Icelanders a lead after just 3 minutes. And while that puts Iceland above Wales in the live table, Turkey were leading the table with 7 points, 2 points ahead of Wales before these games kicked off. Long way to go though. 5.5 minutes gone here. Wales 0, Montenegro 0. As I said, in Podgorica, Wales were 2 up in 2.5 minutes. Wilson has found space again. Gets it nicked off him though. Montenegro will try and break down this left-hand side. Nico Williams is across from the far side. Just a little dig, which the crowd didn't agree with, on Vukcevic.
I don't think I agreed with that either, to be fair. I think Nico Williams got a toe on that.
Free kick taken short by Bakic. Chilly night here. He plays his football in Greece, so he's going to feel it. Out to the right-hand side, where Marusic plays it inside. Little miscontrol by Mugosha, and Harry Wilson fires the ball forward. Vujak plays his own man into trouble. Good play by Nico Williams down this right-hand side. Sends Brooks into the penalty area. David Brooks still going. Good challenge on him. Had to be right by Sipcic, and Wales win a corner.
Yeah, it was a great press from Wales there, high up the field. Ball went over the top, and you see Mark Harris, David Brooks harrying him, and it wasn't those two that won it, but it was the third man, Nico Williams, who came in. Great bit of skill down the line, and you see the threat that David Brooks brings there, and getting at those defenders.
Wilson corner from the right again. Ben Davies is well beyond that far post, but he's got to run in this time, and it was going towards him. And it was a little flick off the head of Igor Vujacic. And out for a Wales throw on their left-hand side, taken quickly. Davis runs into traffic but wins another throw. Wants the ball quickly. That's a sign of the Craig Bellamy way, the high tempo, Helen Ward.
It is, yeah, and you know, just thinking, looking at this team, it might have been a little bit unexpected in some areas, but it's full of youth and energy, and that is exactly what is sort of typifying Craig Bellamy's reign at the moment, is that energy, and he's got a group of players in there. I think Ben Davies probably brings the average age up a little bit, but a generally pretty youthful team. Even those that have got plenty of caps, like your Joe Rodons and Harry Wilsons, they're still young, and they're able to play in this way where they're pressing high, and it does pay off. It's just getting that balance so that it lasts for the both halves and not just for the start of games.
Here's Brooks again, who's had a promising opening 8 minutes, been on the ball a lot, which is where Wales will want him. Ben Cabango in good form for Swansea City this season. Plus to his former Swans clubmate Ben Davies. Cabango again, he's the central of the three centre-backs, as Roden places it out to Brooks, midway inside the Montenegro half, on this near touchline, the Wales right. Ball is lobbed forward for Montenegro. Kristovic tries to make something of it, claims he was impeded. Referee says no. Wales play on with Sheehan. Plays for Bolton in League One, of course. Brings in Cabango. Trotting up towards halfway is Ben Davies. Davis, the captain, square to Roden inside the centre circle. Every Wales outfield player now in the Montenegro half as they try and get Burns away down that left-hand side, but it's overhit and out for a goal kick, although Craig Bellamy does give a round of applause from the touchline. 0-0. We played nearly 10 minutes on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra.
I think it's interesting, I don't know what you think, Helen, just watching the fullbacks especially, the energy we're playing with. It's almost like Nico and Ben Davies, when they make a pass, they're almost then popping up in the 10 positions and just going forward, and we're looking to slip balls into to Ben Davies there, and the high energy that they're playing with, they're finding themselves in some good positions. Yeah,
it was a trend in particularly the Turkey game that was here, where those fullbacks or wing-backs, whichever system we're playing, they do. It seems to be a trend in football in general that they roll into those central midfield positions. You know, whether it's as a 10 or a 6 or whatever number people are giving midfielders these days. But I mean, that goes to show that he wants everybody on the pitch to be comfortable in possession and receiving balls in tight areas that they may not be familiar with. But it seems to be working for the main part.
Cullen tried to get Burns away down the left side, but he can't get to that pass, and Marusic, who plays for Lazio, bangs it against the shins of the Ipswich Town player. Born just down the road in Barry. So you've heard of Barry Island from a certain comedy programme with Ness. Look forward to the Christmas special.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Nikic clears, headed on and headed forward again, and Jovovic is robbed by Nico Williams, plays it back to Darlow. Solid right boot by Darlow, gets it up to midfield. Wales have won back possession with Burns. Now it's Davis in the left back position, has to go back to Cabango. Roden is available, touches it back to Darlow, and they got out of that one nicely. Darlow finds Sheehan to start building the attack again. Williams has popped up forward on the right hand side. Wilson further ahead, touches it to David Brooks. Brooks waits for the runner. Wilson, lovely ball around the corner. Wilson now level with the Montenegro penalty area, goes in a left-footed cross, and it's headed wide beyond the far post by Wes Burns.
What an opportunity that was. The ball from Harry Wilson was absolutely superb. The link-up play down this right-hand side. I was thinking, I'm a bit you know, I like Nico Williams on the left-hand side, the way he drifts in, but that combination with Harry Wilson, it's a great ball across, and it is a difficult one. A diving header's never easy, but the man next to me, I think, would have lapped that up and stuck it in the back of the net, no problem.
Yeah, that was a dream ball. I think, yeah, all three of them were stretching out there. It's a tough one for Wes Burns at the end because it's always curling towards the goal, so he's got to stretch to get there. But no, it was great play down this right-hand side from Brooks and Harry Wilson.
Yeah, Sam Vokes did score against Montenegro, August 2009. 2-1 the score in Podgorica.
It was, yes. Tough night that
Who
was.
won that again?
We came second that night.
Okay. Helen, what have you ever played in Montenegro?
I played on the very pitch that they played in last month.
Did you?
Scored twice.
Win?
3-1. 3-0. We won.
There we go. You can sit higher than Sam Vokes. Just have that little edge.
It rained a lot then as well, actually.
0-0 here. 13 minutes gone on Radio All Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Cabango, 15 yards inside the Montenegro half. Nowhere to go, so they go back. Nico Williams playing on the right-hand side. No Connor Robertson, right? He's on the bench, of course. Brooks, we've seen plenty of the ball so far. Roden touches it across to Cabango inside the centre circle. Craig Bellamy bellowing his orders from the touchline. We noted on Friday night he's got the black bomber jacket back, which got soaked in Montenegro last month. Horrendous conditions there. Much better tonight. Chilly though. Winters here, I think, in Wales. Sheehan picks out Brooks, touches it back to Wilson. Back into Brooks in the penalty area, right side of the box. Left-footed shot, didn't get too much behind it, and Nikic plunges on it.
He always looks so lively, David Brooks, when he plays for Wales. He's got such good feet, tight control. You never know quite which way he's going to go. Just couldn't quite get hold of that shot just there on the edge of the box. But him and Harry Wilson look like they're enjoying playing together once again.
Yeah, I should have told you this before. Germany's goal against the Netherlands has been scrubbed out, so it's 0-0 there. 0-0 everywhere tonight, apart from in Iceland, where the Group B leaders Turkey, B4 leaders Turkey, are trailing Iceland by a 1-0. Free kick taken quickly by Sheehan, midway inside the Montenegrin half. They're 79th in the 74th in the world, are the visitors. And they've lost their last 5 games on the trot. Nico Williams into the penalty area, puts the ball across, stabbed away, helped on the edge of the box. And Montenegro try and move the ball out, but that was a poor pass from Kristovic. And so Wales have it back with Burns, wide on the left, level with the box. Back to Sheehan, a lot deeper. Wilson, first time touch to Brooks, thinks about shooting, runs into traffic, should have pulled the trigger, Sam Vokes.
Should have pulled the trigger. Ellen was just talking about how dangerous he is in those positions, and a great opportunity from there, 18 yards out, no pressure. Decided to set that extra touch and just got closed down, and there's a good chance there for David Brooks.
I don't know what he was waiting for, Helen, whether he was waiting for a bit more of a gap to open up or...
Yeah, I think maybe just sensed he could beat one more defender, but to be fair, he stood up well and took it off his toes, but there definitely was a big enough gap for him to open it up, and I think he's just acknowledged that to Harry Wilson there. I think he maybe had more time than he realised, wanted to just take that extra man on, but didn't quite come off. But he certainly looks like the danger man for Wales so far in this first half.
Well, we're hearing from a Montenegrin journalist, quite a memorable interview with Ian Hunt before the game, you have to say. Loves Zamrohit, who's happy with that, but also saying that the Montenegrin boss, Robert Prosinecki, former Yugoslavia and Croatia international, is on dodgy ground. 7 games he's had in charge, 5 defeats, only 2 wins. They're getting restless, are the natives.
You can see they've almost come in with a game plan tonight, though. And the journalists beforehand said what would they expect from tonight, and it's hopefully not to lose. So,
yeah.
you see.
Wilson dribbles his way through, good save. by Nikic. Wilson pulled the trigger, right foot from an angle of 15 yards, and Nikic parried it away. And luckily for the Montenegrin goalkeeper, he parried it to safety.
If that's on his left foot, that's a goal.
Yeah. He stuck the swinger at it and lifted it a little bit, but it's a great position to find himself in there. Almost a bit surprised, I suppose, when he got there and swung his leg at it a bit, but keeper stood up well.
Well, as has happened in the other 3 games where Craig Bellamy has been Wales' boss, his side are on it at the start. They are right at you from the first whistle. And Williams overlapping down the right. Low cross in, just goes past the sliding Mark Harris, the Oxford striker. He was inches away from that. And it's come off a white shirt for a Wales corner, this time on the left side. And it's still 0-0.
Again, it's coming down this right-hand side. Nico Williams, David Brooks, Harry Wilson linking up. And for me, I just think Wes Burns should have been a little bit tighter into that far post, and he might have had himself a tap in. Mark Harris did all he could to get on the end of it, but I think Wes Burns could have got himself a goal at the back post.
First Wales corner from the left, swung in right-footed by Sheehan. That's a powerful header away by Mugarush, the centre-forward. Mugosha, sorry, the centre-forward, who's made the long trip from Incheon in Korea to play in his nation's games. He's got 15 goals, so he's one to be respected. This is his 60th cap, is Stefan Mugosha. As Montenegro have a free kick just outside their own penalty area.
Just seeing back that ball from Nico Williams there as a striker, and then you'll know that is what dreams are made of. And I think you're right with Wes Burns. I think he just hung out a second too late, and if he gambles at the back stick there, he's almost got a tap in.
Yeah, he's almost like he was watching and waiting for Mark Harris to take his moment, but just a tiny bit too much on it for him to get there. And yeah, Wes Burns, I think he'll kick himself for that one.
Harris, who was inches away from that cross, puts the pressure on Sipcic, and the Spanish-based player clears the ball out for a throw which has been taken. Here comes Cullen of Swansea City, wide to Burns of Ipswich, left-hand side, level the box, low cross in, pumped away by Sipcic. 0-0, 20 minutes gone here on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Wales turning the screw, looking for the pressure, and the cross in from Burns just eludes Harris that time and goes straight through to the grateful Nikic.
I like the movement of Mark Harris though. He's always on his toes, he's always looking for those balls, whether it's in behind or in the little pockets. Just couldn't quite get on the end of that one. It's a difficult ball to play, to be fair, but he always looks like he's ready to make a move for his teammates on the ball and make something happen.
Well, he's certainly found his goal-scoring form at Oxford. Consistent last season in their League One promotion campaign. He's got 4 goals this season as well. Really didn't work for him at various other clubs, including Cardiff. A long time at Cardiff without making the impression that he's already done for Oxford.
Yeah, I played against him in the last couple of years and chatted to him after games, and yeah, he especially last season stood out for me, and seeing a few of his clips this year and his goals, the way he started and taken to life in the Championship's been very good, and fully deserves his start here for tonight for the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Vokes of Wickham. We'll ask you how your injury is in a minute.
Yeah.
Sure, Wickham Wanderers fans listening on Sport Extra, 5 Sport Extra, will be keen to know when you're coming back. Lovely ball in, and chipped over the top by Liam Cullen. He was on the run, moving from left to right. Wilson found him. He curled it over the defender, curled it over the goalkeeper, and curled it over the crossbar.
Do you know what? I don't envy these Montenegro defenders tonight, because he's made the run there from deep midfield, and they're picking up Mark Harris, expecting him to go in behind. And what a run and a ball that was. He was very unlucky. You can see what he's gone for there. He's gone for the little dink over the keeper, but no, it's very exciting. Balls coming in from everywhere.
Now the referee has just sprinted in a way I just couldn't do, about 40 yards, Philip Glover, to have words with Igor Nikic and tell him to get a move on and don't muck around on goal kicks. No time wasting.
He probably wasted more time doing it though, which is ironic.
Well, I think fair play to him. It was a bit of a flash, that, wasn't it? Down the middle. Roden on to chase the ball back. Carl Darlow in a black kit with sort of orange flashes. Quite nifty for a goalkeeper kit, I reckon, that. Wales all in red, of course. And it's with Harry Wilson, who's gone close tonight, and he's having a great time for Wales. Involved in 9 goals in his last 9 starts for his country. 4 scored and 5 assists.
Dare I say it, he's almost taken up that Aaron Ramsey mantle of that integral player in the midfield that adds goals and assists to his game. And I think over the last 18 months to 2 years, even when the times when it was getting a bit tough for Wales, he was always the standout player.
Yeah.
I think he's been fantastic.
Another cool ball forward from deep, but this time Burns can't catch it. I would go as far as to say he's been... I think Ethan Ampadu would have an argument, but Ampadu and Wilson, I don't know what you two think, probably the 2 best Wales players over the last 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think Harry Wilson's one. For me, you look at the striker sometimes, he's someone you want to play with. He creates a lot for himself, but also creates a lot for everyone else. And you mentioned those stats there. With the crosses and the balls he puts into the box, he'd be a dream to play alongside.
Oh, one day, Sam, you never know.
I have done in the past.
Yeah, quite.
Not sure in the future, but...
You never retire. Look at Joe Allen. He thought he'd retired. He's back on the bench tonight. 0-0. 24 minutes gone here at Cardiff City Stadium. This Group B4 game. Wales have started with something of a hurry, as is their wont under Craig Bellamy. It's what they do, but they've got to make it count, and they can't give away sloppy possession, because at 0-0 Montenegro will fancy their chances, I'm sure. Burns is robbed by Jankovic, making his 50th appearance for his country. Good turn away from pressure by Bakic. Now they're trying to work it down the right hand side. Not seen too much of Kamaj, who plays his football in Hungary, and his lack of a touch probably shows then as he gives the ball away, and Wales bring it forward left to right with Roden. Tries to pick out Wilson, but it's a good interception by Bakic, then a very good interception by Sheehan, and then the ball is clubbed away out for a throw-in by Nikola Sipcic, who's playing in Cartagena in Spain, in Spain, on loan from Tenerife.
You can see the intensity that Craig Bellamy wants to play with. He's almost willing the ball boys on there when the ball went out for a throw and to get the ball back in as soon as possible.
Here's Wilson. Harris is going to have to run to get that. But he doesn't give up, and he forces the defender to concede another corner. Wales have had 4 corners so far, not been able to make anything of them. Wilson comes across to take this right-sided corner. 3 of them are from this side, our near side. Front of the Grange End, the family section here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Wilson takes it into the middle, headed out by Sipcic, the bearded Montenegrin defender. And the throw-in is taken for Leeds United's Roden, as his clubmate Carl Darlow behind him tonight. Davis is forward, curls in the cross. Harris was up high that time, but climbing according to the referee, went over his head anyway. What was I saying? You don't want to put high crosses in with Mark Harris there. This is the 6th meeting between these two sides, and Wales have won 4 of those. And Montenegro are on their worst ever run. They've lost their last 5 games. And tonight they're without the Manchester City midfielder. He's on the bench, but whether he'll come on, he's had an injury problem. Stefan Jovetic, who in Podgorica a month or so ago was easily their best player. Looked a class act.
Yeah, he did. I think he could have almost had a hat-trick that night. The chances he had, and the way we defended in the second half was a credit to ourselves, but he was definitely the main man for them that night. I'm sure he'll be missed, but they look very organised tonight. Unlike a team with those sort of stats you mentioned in the last 7 games, but I think it's a matter for us tonight as soon as we get that first one. But it is just getting that first one because they've got something to hold on to as long as this game keeps going at 0-0.
Yeah. Darlow takes a touch, has time, feeds Davis, retreating. Oh, Ben Davis loses it. Could be danger here. Montenegro have an attack, and it's a sliding challenge by Sheehan as Jovovic pulled the trigger. Played back, still on the attack to Bakic. Bakic goes into Sipcic in the centre circle. He's now inside his own half, just threads it through. Liam Cullen is a little bit over aggressive then. Free kick taken quickly in midfield. Referee says too quickly. Jankovic wasn't even up off the ground, probably from the wrong spot as well. 28 minutes gone in this B4 game of the Nations League. 0-0 between Wales and Montenegro. Free kick taken out to the right hand side. Nowhere to go though. The Welsh press is really good at the moment. They have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper Nikic. Clears long, and eventually Wales have a throw between the two dugouts. Throw in taken. Wilson flights the ball across, a little overhit. Bit of a chase for Ben Cabango, a Swansea City player, central defender, making his 11th appearance for his country tonight. Picks out his Swansea teammate Cullen, wide to Burns, left hand side, has a run to the byline. Can he get there? Wins the corner.
That's better from Burns. I think the last few times he's tried to cut in onto his right foot and it hasn't quite worked, but taking the defender on the outside and winning a corner, I think that's a little bit better from him.
And the corner taken short here, chipped into the middle now. Davis was up, and there was a clash of heads. Davis was one of them. He's up. Just a little tap of concern as there's a Montenegro player down. And I think it's Kristovic. And it remains 0-0. Half an hour gone. Helen Ward, what is Craig Bellamy thinking?
I think he's relatively pleased. Probably would have liked to have taken one of the opportunities or half chances that they've created, but I think generally speaking they've kept the ball well. The pitch actually, although it's wet, seems to be holding up a little bit. I don't know if there's more surface water than there should be. There's some patches where it seems to be getting stuck a bit, but I think for the most part they're doing well. This right hand side certainly is proving to be pretty beneficial for Wales, but just be wanting to get that final touch and get a goal on the board.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's probably where we're a bit different in the last few performances. We've started fast, but we've scored in the other games, and that might give Montenegro a bit of confidence, especially with this break in play after 30 minutes. Something to hold on to a little bit. I touched on it before, and it gives you confidence, I think, as a team. I've been there before as an underdog. When you come to tough places, they'll be looking tonight to almost look at the time frames and see how long they can and almost keep it at 0-0. And like I say, it's a tough to break them down, but we have been in the box and we have had some good chances, so hopefully one pays off.
31 minutes on the clock. We resumed. Kristovic is back on. Ben Davis all okay. Bellamy had a few words with his squad, called them over to the touchline for a few more instructions. Williams now of Nottingham Forest up to Brooks of Bournemouth. Has to go back towards his own penalty area. Roden, easy ball for the goalkeeper Darlow. Cabango's pulled wide on that left. Davis further wide. Kamaj was trying to track the ball, but he's given up on that now as Roden brings the ball out to defence, right-hand side. Cabango again, they're slowly moving up, plenty of movement beyond Ben Davis and Cabango. Brooks, right-hand side, 32 minutes gone, 0-0. Radio World Sport and 5 Sport Extra here at the Nations League B4 encounter at the Cardiff City Stadium. Many of the empty seats just before kick-off have filled up now. There's still one or two spaces, not quite, well, nowhere near capacity, because the big red stand on the far side, the top tier, is not being used. But there's a decent enough atmosphere. Brooks face down, so goes back to Cabango. Davis again. This is Roden, trots up to halfway. Harris gets it back to Roden. Patient build-up by Wales. Then Brooks turns it round the corner, looking for Mark Harris. Read by the Montenegro defence, but they've given it away. Brooks moves forward, shoots left-footed, and Nikic palms it away. That was some venom by David Brooks.
Yeah, I was glad he took the shot on that time, as the last time he took the extra touch. I think it was heading into the bottom corner, but it was a good save. But very patient build-up from Wales there. It was it's interesting, obviously in a low block, Montenegro, and it was very patient. It'd be interesting how many passes we had building up to that. But I think that's what it's going to look like tonight. I think we're going to have to be patient, keep the ball moving, and wait for those opportunities to open up for us.
Well, his last goal, David Brooks, was in the playoff semi-final against Finland, the 4-1 win here in the spring. Here's Brooks again, short corner, Wilson goes down, wants a penalty, referee points to the spot, he hesitated, did the referee, but then he made his mind up and immediately pointed to the spot as Harry Wilson clutches his shin.
Yeah, I mean, it looked it from here. We're just seeing a replay. He does make contact. I think it is a penalty, but we know what Harry Wilson's like, and he's not going to miss an opportunity to go down there. But he took his time, the referee, whether he had a little word in his ear or if the assistant referee gave it, I'm not sure. But for me, I think that's the right decision.
Well, Harry Wilson is stepping up to take the penalty. Scored in Montenegro, scored against Iceland on Friday. He's in rich goal-scoring form for Wales. Is the Fulham striker. 10 goals to his name at the moment. Chance to make it 11. And to give Wales the first half lead in this Nations League encounter. Wilson brought down for the penalty. Oh, he's going to have to wait, though. The referee wants a word with two players, including Wes Burns and Adam Marusic. Now they're sent back outside the penalty box. Strong words by the referee. And Harry Wilson, test of his nerve now. More pushing on the edge of the box. He's had to wait a long time, Harry Wilson. Can Wilson break the deadlock? Steps up, hits it left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And muted celebrations, but Harry Wilson breaks the deadlock. And Wales lead Montenegro by a goal to nil, and the man of the moment again is Harry Wilson.
Yeah, great penalty, very composed, like he was in total control of that, almost waiting for the keeper to dive and just passed it past him. A man in confidence, a man in great form for Wales as well, and it was a definite penalty. It's almost, in these sort of games when it's a low block team like that, it's almost that sort of moment you need just to unlock them.
Interesting that Craig Bellamy sat down for the penalty. For someone that doesn't sit down for 90 minutes, he sat down while he took that, and then he had something to take up with the fourth official. Not sure what the problem was. Obviously, we've gone 1-0 up and got the penalty, but yeah, good from Harry Wilson again. As Sam said, he looks the top player at the moment for Wales, and he deserves that moment. Won the penalty and took it superbly well.
Now at the other end, Kristovic moves forward, low cross, left-footed, took a deflection. Darlow right behind that though. First bit of serious action Carl Darlow's been involved in. after 37 minutes. Here's Wilson, full of confidence, and why shouldn't he be? Looks for the run of Burns on the left-hand side, but overhits the pass, Harry Wilson. We were waxing lyrical about him, weren't we, before? It wasn't the curse of the commentator this time. He's living up to his top billing. He's such an important player for Wales now. 3 goals in his last 4 matches. Talked about his goal assists as well. He's becoming integral for this Welsh side.
He's doing it in big games as well. You think of that Croatia performance. He was absolutely wonderful that day with 2 fantastic goals. And he's just popping up at the right time. He's finding his timing into the box. The passing he's displaying. Dropping deep, staying high. He's got a little bit of everything. He's a joy to watch.
He certainly is. And he's only made 3 substitute appearances in the Premier League for Fulham. And he can't really complain because Marco Silva is quietly working miracles at Fulham.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. But he always, whenever he turns up, he looks fully fit, ready to go, looks very sharp. Sometimes if players aren't playing at the club level regularly and only just getting sub-appearances, sometimes that sharpness that you lose. But he looks very sharp tonight.
But he'll also be involved in everything. Wales have got a free kick on the right-hand side. There's 3 players around there. Brooks steps over it. So does Cullen. And Wilson takes it. It's headed out. There was a shove in there anyway.
How old is Harry Wilson now? So I still see him as one of the younger players, but I bet he's not.
He's 27. This
27.
is his 58th cap.
I remember when he came away. Was it Belgium when he broke the record?
It was, yeah.
Broke the record. 16, I think he was.
16 years
yeah.
and 207 days since you asked some
I know
folks.
you knew that. I knew you knew that stat. Yeah, broke Bale's record, I think, at the time, if I'm right.
He did, and his next game for Wales was 4 years and 5 months later.
Wow. Yeah. But that's the beauty of this crop of players. So many of them, I mean, he's 27, that is still young. That's in the prime of his career. He's at his peak, and he's got that many caps already. You know, you look at Ethan Ampadu as well, David Brooks, they come into the team so young, and yet they're going to hit their peak with a lot of experience under their belt and still so much more to give. It's really exciting for Wales.
It is, and Craig Bellamy, you have to say, is adding to the excitement at the moment. He's just got a fearless approach to things, you have to say that. It's a Montenegro free kick, right-hand side. Wales leading 1-0 on 5 Live Sport Extra and BBC Radio Wales Sport. Free kick into the Wales box. Roden heads it out. Picked up by the men in white. It was an awkward pass, which you have to say Vukcevic dealt with pretty well. And they're going to have to start deep from inside their own half again. Good press that by Wales. They may have, well, they will have to come out now, won't they? They've got nothing to lose. Great turn by Wes Burns. He's going forward, left-hand side, brings in Wilson, centre field, thinks about shooting, goes wide instead to Brooks, left-footed shot, blocked just inside the penalty area.
Again, he just wanted one more touch than he probably needed, David Brooks there, but great stuff from Wes Burns. He's grown into the half, in fairness to him. Lovely stuff. Picked out Harry Wilson, who found his teammate, just as I said, wanted that one extra touch to try and put the ball in the back of the net, but it took a good block from the Montenegrin defender.
Yeah, throw in, which was just in front of the Wales flag, the famous Wales flag, I would say. Eat more chips. We can't disagree with that message, can we?
Wouldn't be a Wales game without you mentioning that flag, Rob.
Exactly. 41 minutes gone. It's been a while, actually. And Wales are leading 1-0 at the Cardiff City Stadium on 5 Sport Extra and Radio Wales Sport. And whisper it quietly, but in the live table, Wales are now top of B4. Remember, the top side gets elevated to League A, the Elite League. The second team go into playoffs, so do the third. Wilson shoots left-footed wide from just outside the penalty area. Harry Wilson wants a corner, but I think he just dragged it wide. We've got a little monitor in front of us. And Wilson is full of confidence. Oh, I think he just put it through the legs of the defender, didn't he? Not sure it did take a touch, did it?
Oh, I think it did, just off the inside of his heel.
You
just.
strikers, you stick together, don't you?
Talking of strikers union, I think the unselfish work Mark Harris did down there, down the left-hand side as well. It was great work in that channel to create the chance for Harry Wilson.
Yeah, I think this system needs an unselfish player down the middle, doesn't it? It is a lot of running channels, making moves just to find those pockets for the likes of David Brooks, Harry Wilson, Wes Burns, and they're taking up those areas really well. But the team on the pitch will know the work that Mark Harris is doing. Craig Bellamy will know the work he's doing, and it won't go unnoticed.
And best of all, we've not even mentioned Brennan Johnson, who's suspended for tonight.
Yeah, I'm talking about strikers. What a proper striker finish that was out in Iceland. They're the ones you love.
Love those.
You've got a few of those, didn't you, Sam?
Oh, we've got plenty of those.
From, what, 6 inches? We used to call those goal hangers in school, is that right?
Yeah, that was...
It's all about the timing.
But they all count.
How many goals have you scored for Wales, Rob?
Now you're struggling there. For some reason, I've been overlooked. 1-0, they're doing okay at the moment, Wales. Only 1-0, and we've still got the second half to come, and we've talked enough tonight about what happens in the second half sometimes with Wales, or has been consistently under Craig Bellamy. A bit of a drop-off, so they'll won this league. Oh, it's almost... Brooks almost onto it. First-time ball forward by Liam Cullen, who can't get over the fact that nobody ran. Mark Harris and David Brooks both stopped in front of him.
I don't think he needed to play that pass, so he could have just slipped it into David Brooks's path. I don't think he needed to look for Mark Harris there.
It's interesting, you can't take away what Kiefer Moore's done for Wales. He's been terrific since he's come in, but I've always thought, even under Rob Page's managership, that Wales really wanted to play with a false nine, a bit like they're playing now.
Yeah, I think Mark is... Yeah, I think it's not almost a false nine. Sometimes he looks to drop deeper, but he's also stretching the pitch for us, which allows us to find those key players in the hole. Really, look, you see David Brooks there popping up in the hole, and they're the players you want on the ball. And unfortunately, Helen touched on it before, that unselfish work is key when you've got important players like Harry Wilson, David Brooks popping up in those positions in the attacking.
Yeah, and you look at Helen, our forwards, the Welsh forwards, the selection, other than Kiefer Moore, who's an out-and-out target man, but he does a lot more as well. They're similar in that Brooks, and they're diminutive, pacey. Brooks has got a bit more guile, I think, than some of the others as well. But remember, there's no Dan James either at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is still very much a place for Kiefer Moore in this squad, and perhaps he just has to adapt to a different kind of role where it's maybe coming off the bench a little bit more. But he has plenty to offer other than just the hold-up play. And he's certainly a weapon to bring off the bench in games where you're looking for that breakthrough, to change things up, to give the defenders something different to think about. But the style of play at this present moment certainly suits that smaller, sort of more of a ball-playing centre-forward, if you like, and one that is able to physically make those runs in the channels time after time to create those spaces.
Helen Ward, former Wales striker, alongside Sam Vokes. And they're watching Wales leading Montenegro by 1-0. And there are 2 minutes of added time to be added in this first half here at the Cardiff City Stadium in Group B4, which also features Turkey and Iceland. And at the moment, Turkey, who led the group going into tonight's games, are 1-0 down in Iceland. Bit of head tennis being played in midfield. Sheehan, who's been quietly efficient, I'd say. Burns back pass. Darlow can't handle that. Bounced up awkwardly, so the Leeds keeper clubbed it out. Throw-in taken quickly by Montenegro. They're making their way down the right-hand side, and they win their first corner. Sheehan thumps the ball into the vocal canton end.
I think Craig Bellamy needs to have a word with the ball boys not to be so quick when it's a Montenegrin throw. The ball came back on the pitch almost as soon as it had gone off it.
Don't you realise that ball boy was born in Podgorica? 1-0 Wales lead. Corner coming in from that right-hand side. It's Jankovic with it. It's just about headed away, and it's cleared by Sheehan. Up towards halfway, Brooks has taken it. He's got 3 players around him, wins the free kick. Stupid challenge by Drayton Kamaj. And David Brooks says, thank you very much, didn't hurt that much. And Wales have a free kick to move forward with. Just to see out this half now, a really satisfying half for a very inexperienced Wales team, barring the likes of Roden and Ben Davies. There'll be much for Craig Bellamy to enjoy and savour at half-time. Harry Wilson has got due reward for Welsh chances, Welsh shooting and Welsh pressure. He won a penalty and tucked it away after a bit of a long wait, but he showed real calm, cool composure to strike home his 11th goal of the season. And Wales, 11th goal, international goal, sorry. And Wales at half-time are leading Montenegro by a 1-0.
Wales are within touching distance of a first ever major tournament. But how did we get here?
Jess Fishlock is Wales's all-time leading goal scorer.
The rise of Welsh women's football, as told by Jess Fishlock.
If you think you know the story, you have no idea.
He gave us all the reasons why women would never play for Wales.
It's always been like that in women's sport. We can't afford it.
How do we build a culture that people love? People feel that we can achieve the unachievable. You know, I still think about how close we got.
For us, for them, for her is the foundation for everything this team does.
It's now or never for us. We want to make history.
The icon becomes a legend.
Iconic. The rise of the women in red. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Yes, Jess Fishlock hosting that special podcast about the rise of the women's team here in Wales, and she scored 3 times for Wales in Euro 2025, qualifying earlier this year against Ukraine, Croatia and Kosovo. And Harry Wilson has done it by scoring the penalty tonight. He is the first Wales men's player to score in 3 successive games since Gareth Bale did it in 2016, and they were all in the European Championship. So just underlining how key he is for this Wales side at the moment. His 11th international goal from the penalty spot. You are with Radio Wales then and 5 Sports Extra. Hope you've enjoyed the first half. I think Helen Ward and Sam Vokes certainly have. He is, Helen, just indispensable at the moment. You talked about in commentary, you know, just how vital, how key he is and how he has been for the last 12 to 18 months, and that's despite hardly playing for Fulham this season.
Yeah, I know, it's incredible really. I mean, you look at the stats and the goals and the assists, and of course that's what grabs the headlines, but it's his all-round play, his intelligence. I think he's developed so much as a player over the last 4 or 5 years, and he's really taken up that leadership role within the team, I think, and he's a go-to player. Like, you know, in the middle of tough games you're expected to win, he's the one that always wants the ball. He knows where to go and get it, knows where to find the spaces, whether it's dropping deeper and getting it off the centre-backs, or whether it's running into channels and picking up the through balls, you know, like we saw on Friday night. He was a big part in those 2 goals as well, scoring one and making the run that ended up with Brennan Johnson's opener. So he's an all-round really intelligent player, and probably doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's so technically gifted as well. I think his football brain is incredible.
You also talked about what Bellamy didn't watch the penalty when Harry Wilson took it, and he was rather than celebrating when Wilson put that pen in, he then went up to the 4th official to ask him what he had been doing as Wales prepared to take the penalty, because I think the 4th official had spotted some kind of infringement, and he was trying to attract the referee's attention at the time. So this attention to detail that Craig Bellamy has, Sam, it's fascinating to watch him, isn't it, as well as watching what the players are doing.
It is a great watch, and from the commentary box here we're trying to watch the game, but it's also interesting watching Craig Bellamy on the sideline. You see how passionate it is, it comes across, and it was interesting, as Alan said, because he didn't get off the touchline the whole half until we actually had the chance to score in the penalty, and he sat down. As soon as that went in, he was straight up and having strong words with the 4th official. I'm not sure what about, but yeah, very like Craig Bellamy had something to say on it.
Yeah. So Wales, 72% possession during that first half, just had so much of the ball, so much time in the Montenegro half. 8 attempts on goal to just 1 for the visitors, 4 on target, and 324 passes. What a first half it was. Can it get any harder? Maybe that's as hard as it's going to get for Wales in terms of trying to break this Montenegro side down, but they lead by a 1-0. You guys have a break. We'll be back with you for the second half commentary then alongside Rob Phillips, and we will round up the rest of the day's sports news. I should tell you that Wales are top of the live table as it stands because Iceland are leading against Turkey at half-time, so Wales are top at the moment. But all the latest sports news to come, including Wrexham and Newport's FA Cup opponents. The draw has taken place this evening. We'll give you that detail after the latest Radio Wales news, travel and weather with Sian Howell.
This is Radio Wales on BBC Sounds or on your smart speaker. Play BBC Radio Wales.
BBC News for Wales. Good evening. The government has hailed a major conference on investment opportunities in the UK as a vote of confidence in the country. Ministers say almost 38,000 jobs are likely to be created by projects worth about £63 billion that have been announced by companies. The chief executive of the insurance giant Aviva, Amanda Blanc, says the atmosphere at the conference was optimistic.
I think the mood in the room is really positive. I think everybody feels that it's going to be a good collaborative approach. I think the political stability is a really important factor in that. When I speak to investors, they're really keen that we're now in an environment where they can see the sort of next 5 years, there's political stability, they can see what the growth opportunities are. You've got a government that is talking about investment, talking about growth.
Plaid Cymru's call to boycott Israel at its party conference has been criticised by a Welsh Jewish group. The South Wales Jewish Representative Council, or SWJRC, said it was deeply disappointed by the decision. Lawrence Kahn, who's chair of the SWJRC, accused Plaid Cymru of lending justification to the 7th of October attacks which were carried out by Hamas. Plaid Cymru said it had been resolute and unequivocal in condemning the horrific attacks carried out by Hamas. A football player is undergoing surgery after his kneecap was shattered during an attack after a match in Cardiff on Saturday. Joel Collins, the goalkeeper for Avenue Hotspur, along with some of his teammates, were attacked with baseball bats as they were leaving the changing rooms. The opposing team, Llanrymni Athletic, have condemned the attack and said none of their coaching staff or players were involved. An inquest has been opened into the death of 30-year-old Nathan Osman from Pontypridd, who died while on holiday in Benidorm. The hearing was told he was found at the bottom of a 200-metre cliff by an off-duty policeman. Stephen Fairclough reports.
The hearing in Pontypridd was told that Nathan Osman had been on a long weekend in Benidorm with friends at the end of September. The inquest heard that on the 28th of September, he'd been out with friends drinking. The coroner was told he had FaceTimed to say he was going back to the hotel. But the following day, the inquest heard an off-duty police officer who was on a water bike spotted Nathan's body at the bottom of a 200-metre tall cliff. A post-mortem examination was carried out in Alicante. It concluded he had died from head and abdominal injuries after falling from height. The inquest was adjourned until a future date for further investigations to be carried out.
A spacecraft has blasted off from Florida at the start of a 5-year-long journey to one of Jupiter's moons, Europa. Scientists hope the probe will help them establish if the moon could support life. A senior lecturer in astrophysics at the University of Central Lancashire, Megan Argo, explains why Europa is particularly interesting.
Most of the moons in our solar system, they don't look that different to our own moon, so a rocky surface with lots of craters. You look at the surface of Europa and it looks very, very different. You're looking at a frozen ice crust. And what we think is underneath that ice crust is pockets of liquid water. And if you have water, you have the potential for life to develop.
And it's half-time at the Cardiff City Stadium in the Nations League. Wales are currently leading Montenegro by 1-0. That's the BBC News for Wales at 8:50.
BBC Radio Wales Travel.
And a very good evening to you. My name is Johnny Ratner with your very latest travel news. Watching the live Traffic Wales cameras, lovely and clear for the M4, both west and east. If you are heading between Wales and England, just beware we still have restrictions and that contra flow in place over the Prince of Wales Bridge for the overnight, for the ongoing works, and there will be some intermittent closures throughout the night as well. A55 and the A48 free up in the north of the country, lovely and clear on the Traffic Wales cameras. Just a reminder, over the border to the east of Kincton, the A480 remains closed for the ongoing work south of the A44 at Lionshall. And if you're heading for the trains, Transport for Wales services remain suspended between Cardiff Central and Corriton for engineering works that are underway until Friday. And for now, that's the very latest from BBC Radio Wales Travel.
BBC Radio Wales Weather.
Well, a bit showery and damp in the southeast tonight. A few clear spells in the west, and as the night goes on, it should get a little drier. Temperatures between 7 and 10 degrees Celsius overnight, possibly a degree or two warmer in the far south. Tomorrow, generally dry, with areas of cloud lingering for many, but still some sunny spells breaking through at times, but some rain coming in towards evening. Temperatures tomorrow much milder though, 11 to 14 degrees Celsius, 15 to 16 degrees on the southern and western coasts, possibly even up to 17 degrees Celsius in the far southeast. And that's the latest forecast.
Your team for Welsh Sport. BBC Radio Wales Sport.
Monday night, and it's live international football on BBC Radio Wales and 5 Sport Extra. Welcome back to Cardiff City Stadium, where Wales lead Montenegro in the Nations League. And it's Wilson's way again, a first-half penalty won and converted by Wales' man of the moment.
Wales all in red, playing from left to right. Montenegro all in white on their worst ever run. 5 defeats on the bounce. Brooks waits for the runner. Wilson, lovely ball around the corner. Wilson now level with the Montenegro penalty area. Goes in a left-footed cross, and it's headed wide beyond the far post by Wes Burns. Lovely ball in and chipped over the top by Liam Cullen. He was on the run, moving from left to right, and curled it over the crossbar. Patient build-up by Wales. Then Brooks turns it round the corner, looking for Mark Harris. Read by the Montenegro defence, but he's given it away. Brooks moves forward, shoots left-footed, and Nikic palms it away. That was some venom. Here's Brooks again, short corner. Wilson goes down, wants a penalty. Referee points to the spot. Can Wilson break the deadlock? Steps up, hits it left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Nukic celebration, but Harry Wilson breaks the deadlock. And Wales lead Montenegro by a 1-0. And the man of the moment again is Harry Wilson.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport
with Ian Hunt.
Yeah, it's going well for Wales. A flurry of opportunities before Harry Wilson poked the penalty away to put Wales 1-0 up here in the Nations League against Montenegro. And elsewhere, Iceland leading Turkey by a 1-0, which means that Wales lead Group B4 by a point at the halfway stage. We'll see where they are by the end of the night. Second half commentary on the way very shortly. And then tonight at 9:45ish after us, it is Call Rob on BBC Radio Wales with Helen Ward joining Rob to take your calls, your verdict on tonight's game. 03700 100 110. Let's run you through some other sports news though before the second half. And the FA Cup first round draw was made earlier on this evening at Bradford's Valley Parade, and the former Bradford boss Phil Parkinson and his Wrexham side are going to travel to League 2 Harrogate, a side they drew with in both league games last season before promotion. Newport lost in Harrogate on Saturday, and the Exiles are going to host Peterborough of League 1 in the first round. It'll be their first meeting in 11 years. Those ties being played between the 1st and the 4th of November. In rugby, former Wales and Lions centre Jonathan Davies has been speaking about his retirement from professional rugby. The two-time Lions tourist, who won 96 caps for Wales, spoke to Breakfast on Radio Wales this morning.
For me, it just felt right to draw a line in the sand and move on from what's been, a very special time in my life. And I'm excited for what's next to come.
How do you reflect on what has been a pretty stellar career?
Oh, look, I know I've been extremely fortunate. I've been lucky enough to play with and against some of the greats and call a lot of them my friends. And I never got into it to be a world great. I was just very lucky to live out a dream from a young age, and I'm extremely proud.
Do you remember your first Wales cap? You had 96 in total. Do you remember the first one? Is that the most special? There've been a few moments.
I think it's it was out in Toronto in 2009, and a lot of the other Welsh starters were on the Lions tour, so I got my opportunity, and I was very proud. The only thing, it was in that not so nice yellow kit.
It wasn't great, was it? No.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis retiring then from rugby, a legend for the men in red in the rugby world. But here at the Cardiff City Stadium, the teams are back out for the second half in the football. It's the Nations League on Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and 5 Sport Extra. Wales 1, Montenegro 0, and time for the second half as we get ready for kick-off. Helen Wards and Sam Vokes alongside Rob Phillips.
Thanks very much. And Montenegro are to make an immediate change in this second half. And it's their best player and talisman, Stefan Jovetic, who's about to come on. He's patiently waiting. He was a big doubt, didn't train yesterday, though he did the media duties. And they're just waiting for a Montenegro player. Maybe they're going to make 2 subs, or maybe 3, because there are 2 still on the sidelines, covered up by people around them, doing their laces up. I mean, you might have thought they'd had time in the half-time to do this, but Jovetic is stood there, probably getting colder by the second.
I think they're putting their pads on, which is one I never understand with substitutes. Whenever I've sat on the bench before, I've always got my pads on ready to go, because when you get there cool, there's nothing worse than that panic of trying to get your pads on and get your boots on and everything sorted. But yeah.
Especially when you've had half-time to do it.
Minutes to do it. You'd like to think they had a heads up.
Yeah.
So it's more than 1 substitute, it's 4 substitutes. This is going to be fun. So Risto Radunovic is coming on to go into the back line in place of Andrija Vukcevic. I think it's Stefan Mugosha has gone off him to make way for Jovetic. And Andrija Radulovic is also on. He's playing wide on the right-hand side now. Plays his football in Serbia with Vojvodina. But their talisman is on, Jovetic, who's gone immediately up front. And remember, the hallmark so far of Craig Bellamy's 3 games in charge has been a fade in the second half. So I suppose Robert Prosinecki had the opportunity to make the decision whether he wanted to play Jovetic from the start, given the fact that he can't in the last 90 minutes. And he's gone for a half-time substitution, Sam Vokes.
Yeah, 4 of them as well, which is interesting. We heard a journalist from Montenegro talk before the game, and I think he's someone that might be under pressure back home. But yeah, to make 4 changes at half-time, obviously he wants a reaction, wasn't happy with the first half. Hoping he'll get that. Obviously we know a danger man, as you've mentioned before, in Jovetic, and yeah, we'll see.
Wales are unchanged, so and they've run the ball back high again, thanks to the goal scorer Harry Wilson. So they've got Darlow in goal of Wales, then Nico Williams, Roden, Cabango and Davis at the back. Sheehan is in the heart of the midfield with David Brooks and Wes Burns on the flanks, and then Liam Cullen is dropping in as well, and leading the line is Mark Harris. Long ball forward looking for Brooks. Wales playing from right to left, over aggressive by Nico Williams. So let's just get those substitutions sorted. Mugosha is off for Jovetic, Radulovic is on for Kamaj, Vukcevic is on for Marusic, and Radanovic is on for Vukcevic. And it's 1-0 Wales. Vukcevic is a right winger, and that's where he's lined up. Wales have the ball deep in their own half, and Ben Davies is forced to chip it out for a throw-in. This is Vukcevic. In his 26th cap. This is Jovetic, who is Montenegro's top scorer with 36 goals. This is his 82nd cap. And he's won a free kick, which Marjo Jankovic plays his football in Azerbaijan at Karabakh. He's going to take from the right side. Montenegro all in white, playing from left to right. Cools it in. A stooping header by Roden, half cleared, comes back out to the taker of the free kick. Jankovic is on the ball again, right hand side. And in behind is Vukcevic. Cross gets deflected. Wilson goes in. There was a high boot from Jovetic, who doesn't agree with the referee's decision, but Harry Wilson certainly does, because he got... Oh, Jovetic has been booked. It's only been on 4 minutes, and that means he misses Montenegro's next game, because that's his second caution of the tournament. That's how to make an impression. Sam Brooks, Helen Ward.
Yeah, look, I think it's a free kick. I don't know why he's put his foot up that high. They've won a corner, but I think even in the first couple of minutes here, you've seen them more on the front foot and look to do more than they did for the whole 45 minutes, to be honest. So I think those 4 changes have been positive for Montenegro. And it looks like, you're just seeing it back there, yeah, I think it is a free kick. It was a high boot. Not too much to protest against there, but he's got himself a yellow for it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting how they approach this second half, because they were very deep in the first half, but they've got to come out a bit. Now we've got that 1-0 lead.
They certainly have. Harry Wilson's penalty. Just looked at half-time. He missed his last penalty for Wales against Finland in a friendly a couple of years ago. Oh, good run down that far side by Bakic. And Kristovic is trying to break into the penalty area, loses possession. There's a heavy challenge on Brooks as well. Referee's going to have to get a bit of a grip on this, I think.
Yeah, he's a little not lucky, because he's obviously won the free kick, and it was a free kick, but he was very isolated there, David Brooks, in a dangerous area of the pitch. I think Wales just need to try and find their feet a bit. It's a nice little nutmeg, in fairness to David Brooks. I think he knew what he was doing. I've probably not given him enough credit, but
I think he was going for more than nutmeg than keeping possession.
Yeah.
You got to say, when he's on form, he is a joy to watch, David Brooks, because he seems to glide over the pitch rather than run, despite his pace. Here's Burns getting Ben Davis on a run, but his progress is stopped by Vukcevic, the centre-back, out of his comfort zone on the wide on the left-hand side. 1-0 Wales lead. You're listening to Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Group B4. Still 1-0 Iceland against Turkey in the other game. So Wales top of the group in the live table at the moment. Craig Bellamy looking to make it 4 games undefeated since taking over in the summer. Cabango, short ball in midfield to Davis. Little touch by Sheehan, finds Davis again, helped on by Cullen. This is Burns. Under pressure. Oh! Vukovic has a little nudge, and he's going to get booked now as well.
Just having a look down the side, you can see Lewis Kumash, Joe Allen and Zorba Thomas all warming up quite extensively just after half-time, and there's 3 players that I wouldn't be surprised to see at some point in the near future, particularly if Montenegro do start to get a bit of a foothold in the game. Someone like Joe Allen in particular, as you spoke about before, ideal player to come on and calm it down in the midfield and, you know, start to lead by example, retain possession and make sure that Montenegro don't start to get the momentum behind them to potentially come and cause an upset.
Yeah, I'd love to see Joe Allen out there tonight. And the 2 other boys as well, you mentioned, Sorba Thomas and Kumas as well. I think they thrived under Bellamy. He's almost given them the licence in the games that they've played to go and express themselves and play on that front foot. And they've been two exciting players for us, and 2 exciting ones for the future, definitely.
They certainly have. Sorba Thomas back in the Wales squad after 2 years out of it. When Craig Bellamy came in, nobody saw that coming. And nobody saw him starting as well against Turkey, but he had a wow of a performance.
Yeah, he makes those out-to-in runs really, really well off the left touchline onto those passes from the likes of Harry Wilson, Nico Williams. His timing's exceptional, and I was actually a little bit surprised and a little bit disappointed that he wasn't starting tonight, to be honest.
Well, you never can predict with Craig Bellamy, can you? He's made 7 changes tonight. Sam Vokes and Helen Ward alongside me here. As the ball balloons forward towards the Wales penalty area, headed forward by Roden, touched by Wilson, picked up by Brooks. Turkey have equalised in Iceland. 1-1 there now. Çalhanoğlu. Boy, I have terrible trouble with naming him when I'm commentating on Çalhanoğlu. Just entertains my children every time. They think I've got about 12 different versions of his name. But Hakan Çalhanoğlu, in fact, I probably used 3 different versions there now in the last minute.
And he's not even playing in the game that we're watching.
No, I know, but I've got to mention him, haven't I? Why couldn't Ardel Goulet score? Anyway, 1-1 there. And it's 1-0 Wales here. Sheehan finds Williams just inside the Wales half, up towards Brooks. Lovely play into Wilson. Wilson returns the favour to Brooks. They're up to the penalty area now, down that right-hand side. Brooks tried to stab it through with his left foot. It deflected back. And now the chase is on for Cabango. Gets there ahead of Kristovic. And we've just had a fan take a picture of Sam Vokes at half-time, and I think he said, "You don't remember me, but I saw you." Hold on, we'll get back to that.
I mean, apparently I saw it. Well, he just showed me the photo, so I did see him at an Ed Sheeran concert in 2017. So he just put the phone up with a picture of us there. So yes, I did see him.
There goes your credibility, Sam Vokes. Ed Sheeran, eh? Well done. Now, if I was a really good commentator, I know an Ed Sheeran track that I could nail it, but sorry.
How could you not know an Ed Sheeran track?
No, that's not my style, Helen Ward.
Yeah, if it was JLS.
Oh, well, JLS, now you're talking. 1-0 here. And Wales are under a bit of pressure. Oh, lovely shot, and it's hit the bar by Radulovic, the substitute. That was the closest Montenegro have come to a goal. A thunderous shot from outside the box by Radulovic. And Carl Darlow had no chance, and he was really pleased to see that ball ricochet off the crossbar to safety.
It was, yeah, and it's one of the substitutions at half-time. We said they might have a reaction, and the manager wants a reaction from them, but he looked to take, I think Ben Davies it was, down the line, cut inside on his left, and, well, thankfully, from a Wales point of view, it struck the bar and came out, but he was very unlucky because it was a great attempt.
And you won't believe this, the Turkey goal has been scrubbed out by VAR in Iceland after all that.
Whose goal was it?
Oh, I forget now. 1-0 Wales still. 1-0 Iceland, but Wales have a bit more of a battle on their hands in the second half, and then a surviving challenge to be fair to Marko Bakic. I think he was just done by how quickly the ball was got away, and he's taken out. Who was that down? I think it's Liam Cullen down. I think he felt it. I think Bakic is probably going to get a yellow. He is. So that's the third Montenegro player to be booked in the second half, but we've only had 12 minutes. And we're just seeing a replay of the shot by Radulovic. That was a corker.
Looks like Joe Allen's been having a word with Craig Bellamy and getting his instructions to come on from the staff as well, so look forward to hearing a big cheer hopefully when he steps out there.
Sure there will be. Oh. Awkward, and Cullen was almost in there. The goalkeeper had the ball robbed off him. Brooks sets up Burns. Now the goalkeeper's back, and Burns chips it away. And maybe Brooks should have had a go himself. Cullen charged down the goalkeeper. Got Montenegro defence got themselves in all sorts of trouble. and Burns has chipped it over from the angle.
Yeah, Liam Cullen does really well. He doesn't give it up. A little bit of a miscommunication from the goalkeeper and the defender, and just couldn't get enough space for David Brooks to hit the target, and Wes Burns just hit it wide.
And the Welsh Pirlo returns. Joe Allen is back in a Welsh shirt. 686 days after last appearing in the World Cup in Qatar. You wondered if there'd be a cheer, Sam Vokes. I think you just got your answer.
Biggest cheer of the night so far, I think, isn't it? Delighted to see Joe out there. I mean, yeah, one of the greatest midfielders I've played alongside, definitely. A good friend of mine, and delighted to see him back. I know it was a tough decision at the time when he retired from Wales. I think it was almost for him to step past and let the next generation through, but I'm delighted to see him back involved, and the faith that Craig Bellamy's put in him to call him back in. I'm sure as a role model, but also on the pitch as well as off the pitch.
Great turn by Cullen. Here's Burns down the left-hand side again. Has he got the pace? He has left the defender in his leg. Chance here for Wales. Still not away. 2 blocks as the Cullen tried to pull the trigger. And Harris. And Montenegro scrambled it away.
Oh, I think Wes Burns can go on his own there and have a shot. He's done so well to hold off the defender and get himself in behind. There's a great breakaway from Wales, and I just think he made the wrong decision. He's trying to be unselfish, and credit to him for that, but with the recovering defenders, it was a difficult opportunity. I think he's got to have a go there.
Well, Craig Bellamy said he didn't want a basketball game. It's a bit end-to-end now, isn't it? And Robert Prosen actually turns his around with his head in horror then, as there was a back pass, but it's still 1-0 Wales, who are 15 minutes into the second half on Radio World Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Here's Sheehan again, inside left, allowed to go an awful long way is Sheehan, then puts it square, can't find Mark Harris with the pass, and Montenegro get it away. And they're breaking through the middle again. And Turkey have missed the penalty in Iceland. So it's still 1-0, and in the live table, Wales are still top of the table on 8 points. But there's still plenty of time to go here. But they do look dangerous every time they go forward, Wales, you have to say, with the pace and the verve they've got. Yeah,
they look very dangerous. I think Wes Burns, you touched on Helen before, I think he's grown into the game massively. Been a real threat down this left side, and could have been a bit selfish last time, gone for it himself.
Cut back in the Wales penalty area. Joe Allen gets his first touch, they're headed away. Cabango, his Swansea teammate, does the job a second time. Ball is played back into the penalty area, collected by Darlow, protected by Roden. And Joe Allen has only made 6 substitute starts for Swansea City this season. He's played a total of 78 minutes of competitive football, but he's back in a Wales shirt tonight to earn his 75th cap. But he's on the ball now, just lets it go past him, his body. Did enough to ensure Nico Williams had it. Wilson robbed already. Risky back pass, which Vujicic gets away. Roden steps in midfield. Ball is bouncing forward. Cullen was just elbowing then. And Montenegro take the free kick quickly. Free kick to the visitors after Jankovic is brought down. 10 yards inside his own half. Jovetic, the captain, goes to within about a foot of the halfway line. Now it is 1-1 in Turkey. Kaveci has scored. In Iceland, sorry. So it's 1-1 there. Wilson slipped there and the ball has gone a long way. And the white shirts are moving forward. This is Radulovic in the penalty area. Cross the Wales penalty box, picked up on the far side by Bakic, plays it in again. Jovetic tries to turn, Roden robs him. Nico Williams has the chance to clear, waiting for a bit of movement up ahead. Wilson turns his man, wins the free kick.
Yeah, clever from Harry Wilson. Just alleviates a little bit of pressure for his team with a bit of body movement. Just seeing a replay of the Wes Burns opportunities, clear, his player's fallen over. To be fair, the defender does come across and maybe shuts off the opportunity, and was well defended in the end, but I still think he could have had a go.
Darlow takes a touch, slides it out to Roden on the right touchline in front of the Ninian stand opposite. Allen picks up the pieces. This is what we're used to seeing. Evades 3 challenges. Roden back to Darlow again. This time it's going to go, well, intend to go long. It did go long. It was a bit of a skimmer, that one. Didn't get more than about 4 foot off the ground, and it's still 1-0 Wales. And our Montenegrin journalist wanted Amr Ohid before the game. He got it, and now he's got a second rendition. But the visitors are definitely coming more into it. They're posing more of a threat. Allen there again to tidy up. Back to Darlow. Under pressure from Kristovic. Clearances doesn't get that far. Jovetic touches it out left to Bakic. Takes on Nico Williams into the penalty area. Can't get it past Williams. Jankovic falls for him. Oh, he's caught on the edge of the D as he pulled the trigger. Marjo Jankovic. His 50th cap tonight, and this is danger for Wales. Sam Vokes.
Yeah, it's a dangerous position. I think we were talking in the first half. I think Montenegro are very deep, tried to stop Wales playing through, and it's almost like in this second half when they've gone 1-0 down, they've got nothing to lose. Brought in 4 changes at half time, and they've kind of gone for it, and they look a lot more of a threat. And this is, I'm sure Jovetic is going to fancy himself from here, but it's a great position for him.
I actually don't think it was a foul either. It looked like Mark Harris got a toe on the ball, but it's been given, and as you say, it's a very, very dangerous position for Montenegro.
It's a free kick. It's left of centre. It's about 2 inches from the D. Jovetic looks as if he's taken command. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the wall, and there's a doorstop behind. Jovetic steps up over the wall, actually well over the wall and well past the Carl Darlow's left-hand post.
Yeah, he's gone for power there, which is probably the right choice, but it was well over. Didn't threaten the goal at all. Yeah, I think from that it was a very dangerous position. I think Carl Darlow was more than happy to see that sail over the top into the crowd.
So still 1-0, but I think it's fair to say, Helen Ward, Wales have been warned.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I think they're going to want to settle down. They're not going to want this to be the story of the second half. He said Craig Bellamy doesn't want it to be a basketball match. He also doesn't want it to become a load of Montenegrin pressure either. So he needs to get a foothold in the game again. Had a very short little spell, which, you know, Wes Burns found himself in that good position. But other than that, it's not all gone quite Wales' way so far in this second half.
Sheehan in midfield, Davis wide to Burns, left-hand side. Trying to re-establish their passing game. Sheehan flights it out towards Nico Williams, overhits it. Can't get worked up about it though. Has to remain calm.
He's done okay today, to be fair, Sheehan. I like the look of him and Liam Cullen in that midfield, with Harry Wilson, of course. Just overhit that one. It's the right idea, and the space was there. He'll be disappointed a player of his ability hasn't been able to find Nico Williams' path, but nice idea.
And bad news from Iceland. Turkey have now established a 2-1 lead. Kaveci has been added to, his goal has been added to by that man Shayanoglu from the penalty spot. He's missed one, he scored the other. You can't keep his name out of the news, can you, unfortunately for me? So Turkey lead 2-1, Wales lead 1-0 here. All Craig Bellamy's side can do is look after their own business. With a trip to Turkey next, and then a home game against Iceland on November the 19th. Wilson picks up possession, midway inside the Montenegrin half. The substitute Radunovic runs towards his own byline, gives away a throw-in, and now more Wales changes. So Wes Burns makes way for Sorba Thomas. And the goal scorer, Harry Wilson, his work is done. 11 goals for his country now, and he's making way for Ipswich Town striker Nathan Broadhead. Your thoughts on that, Helen Ward and Sam Vokes?
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see a couple of changes just to try and re-energise the side, add a little bit more of a different attacking threat. Little bit surprised that Harry Wilson's being the one to come off, but he's put a lot of energy into this game and the one on Friday night, so it's maybe a little bit of protection for him, but also to maybe have a different point of attack for Wales.
Yeah, Harry's been brilliant again tonight. Really enjoy watching him playing. He's someone that I think can thrive under Craig Bellamy in the way that we're looking to play now, that exciting forward play. And his stats of recent games have shown the confidence he's playing with in a Wales shirt in a minute. And it's interesting because not getting that much club football, just still looks as sharp as ever when he puts a Wales jersey on.
He does. Williams now down the right-hand side from a throw-in taken. Wins a corner for Wales. Right-hand side again. And Sorba Thomas getting a warm ovation. He's going to take this corner from the right-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger. It's high. It's over the head of everyone. Jolan heads it back out towards Thomas, who drives it in towards the near post first time. Then it's clambered away. And Nico Williams will watch this back to his goalkeeper, I'm sure. Still 1-0 Wales. I'm alongside Sam Vokes and Helen Ward. If you've not heard the rise of women in red, well, you missed the first edition last Monday. You've missed the second edition on Radio Wales tonight, but it's available, both of them, on BBC Sounds. Last week was about pioneers. Tonight it's about progress. As Sorba Thomas progresses towards the penalty area, shoots, didn't really get hold of it and dragged it well wide. It's saying about progress, and it involves Helen Ward tonight.
It does, yeah. I can't remember what I said in it, to be honest. It was recorded a little while ago, but going back to tonight, it was a nice little bit of play from, I think it was Mark Harris laying it off to Sorba Thomas, and it looked like he was going to try and trouble the keeper, but just dragged the shot past the post. But a little bit more energy into the side now with the changes that have been made, and those subs will be looking to come on and make an impact and cement the victory.
Broadhead pulled down after the ball had gone, but plays allowed to continue as Sorba Thomas crosses right-footed from the left-hand side. Nico Williams collects it on the run, far side of the box, and drills it over the top. Nathan Broadhead actually hasn't made an appearance for Ipswich this season, so I think they'll be quite happy he's getting a run out.
Yeah, it is. He's a great player. He done well, obviously, in his time at Ipswich. And yeah, another player that Craig Bellamy looks to use in this, I suppose, experimental phase at the start of his tenure, because he's used a lot of players and a lot of different setups. But no, it'll be interesting to see how he does. And obviously Sorba Thomas coming on as well. He's been one of the shining lights for Wales, I think, since Craig Bellamy's taken over. And saw Craig Bellamy applauding the press earlier on, and that's probably what he wants to bring to the second half. Carry on that high press and high energy.
Slip by Sheehan in midfield. Jankovic combines with Jovetic, who strokes it first time, right-footed, well over the top from 20-odd yards. There's just a bit more adventure about Montenegro in this second half, a bit more threat as well, you'd have to say.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that comes from a little bit of sloppiness from a Welsh point of view. But I think we've got a little bit more of a foothold in the game in the last 5 minutes or so, but need to be aware of those transitions again. It was spoken about pre-match, and you know that's going to be the case from now on in, especially as they've got something to chase, and as Sam said, nothing to lose at this point in time. They want to go and get a goal and get an equaliser and get themselves their first point of the group. So they've got nothing to lose, and Wales need to be very wary of that.
Yeah, Broadhead helping out his defence. Real rush about Montenegro now, as we'd expect with the side 1-0 down. Throw-in is taken quickly. Radulovic is up. Jankovic flights the ball across, left-footed from right to left. Just outside the Wales penalty area, cross into the middle. Headed out by Cabango under pressure. Allen takes a touch. Can't pick up the second ball, though. Jankovic steals it off the Swansea player. Goes wide again on that left-hand side. This game is by no means done at only 1-0. Come forward again, cross into the middle. Cabango heads it away. Sorba Thomas bundled off it by Radulovic. Cuts inside, Thomas wins the free kick.
There's a few silly fouls creeping in as well, which I think again has been a little bit of a tendency in the second half of games, not just tonight. I think it is a foul, doesn't need to do it.
Yeah,
just stand your ground there in the corner.
Apologies, it was Vucevic. But these are testing times for Wales now. Jankovic is going to take this free kick. It's like a short corner, 3 yards in from the right touchline. Listening on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Wales leading 1-0. Just over 15 minutes to go in this B4 Nations League encounter. Jankovic takes the free kick low, hits the one-man wall. Sorba Thomas said it was like a short corner, it's now a proper corner. Jankovic tees it up again. Every Wales player back in or around his own penalty area. This time it goes into the middle. Roden heads it out. Sheehan helps it out. And the throw-in is taken. It's going to be lobbed into the box once more. And gone out for a goal kick. Vucevic is complaining about something. I don't quite know what it was, but they obviously feel up free kicks. They could throw it into the box and something might happen. Although you have to say Roden and Cabango dealt with it pretty well so far. Brilliant play by Cullen on the right-hand side. Knocks it around the marker. Williams is in support. They're to the byline now. Wins the corner, does Nico Williams again.
What a touch by Liam Cullen that was. Lovely round the corner. Really nice play.
You feel Wales could do with a second, really?
Yeah, I think if they get a second, it kills the momentum dead, doesn't it? It almost, there's still 15-20 minutes to go with injury time, so a second goal now really does hurt Montenegro.
Sorba Thomas with this right-sided corner into the 6-yard box, headed out. Nico Williams thought about the way he paced up. It looks as if he was going to shoot. He did a second time. Deflects back to Ben Cabango. He won't shoot. Broadhead thought about playing it into the penalty area. It goes back to Sheehan, who's deeper. Joe Allen inside him. This is in the last third in the Montenegrin half. Broadhead now sees the space to run towards the penalty area. Has to backtrack. Davis is in support. Sheehan, first time touch to Allen. Seen him hit them from there. Roden, lovely touch around the corner by Cullen, but he can't find a red shirt. Harris was just a little deeper. Jankovic comes away with it for Montenegro. Challenged by Cabango, who's come off worse, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I think he's won the ball. Maybe it was just a follow through, but Cabango looks to come off just as bad in that challenge.
Yeah. Luke Williams will be concerned, but I think he's okay. He's limping forward.
Yeah, he just goes slightly over the ball. He does get the ball, he doesn't really take the player, and then he gets a whack in the back of his calf for his troubles and gives away a free kick, which is unfortunate.
Nikola Kristovic was the one he tackled. Jankovic free kick. 1-0 Wales. Free kick 10 yards inside the inside the Wales half. Jankovic wearing 8, flights it cross field. Half cleared by the Wales defence. Should be played back in though. Everybody master on the penalty area. Vukcevic leaves it to Jankovic. Jankovic crosses wide. Headed out by Nico Williams, who gets up high. Mark Harris can't get the ball under control but wins the free kick. Brought down by Sipcic. Wales take the free kick quickly. Williams into the middle. Broadhead takes a touch. Can he score? He's surrounded by white shirts. It just gets away from him. He tries to feed Sorba Thomas, and Montenegro scrambling away. What an entry that would have been by Nathan Broadhead. They've still got defending to do though. Have the visitors. Sorba Thomas kept the ball alive. Now it's centre field with Davis. Cabango. This crowd are right into this game now. 1-0 Wales. Sheehan sees a run of Broadhead inside left, but he gets robbed. And then he's fouling, trying to win the ball back, and it remains 1-0.
No, he just wanted the ball the other side of him there, Nathan Broadhead, but what a really good break. Mark Harris does well to win the free kick. Smart plays Nico Williams in with a quick free kick. Nice ball from Williams. Maybe could have played it on the floor to make it a bit easier, but I thought Nathan Broadhead could have maybe gone for the little lob just as it sat down there. To be fair, defender was there and just couldn't get it out of his feet to find a finish, but clever play from Mark Harris in the first instance.
Yeah, it was a great attack. I think Broadhead would be kicking himself looking back at that, because he's done everything right. He's got across his defender, he's taken the touch on his chest. He's almost just got to put his right foot through it, and I think keep that down and it's a goal.
Jovetic thought about pulling the trigger. Edge of the Wales penalty area. They got white shirts in the box again. Williams heads it out this time. This game is not done by any means. Bakic picked up the loose ball. It's now wide on the left-hand side. Bakic again into the box. Who did that come off? It's a goal kick. It was Kristovic who was in there, putting pressure on Ben Cabango, and now he comes to Cabango's aid, because Cabango's got a bit of cramp.
Yeah, he did well there to defend that, put the forward off just about enough. He's had a good game, Ben Cabango. I think he's done well in the back line for Wales tonight.
Yeah, he's just done enough there without conceding the corner. No, I agree. I think him and Roden have done brilliant tonight, especially in the second half when Montenegro have tried to put it on us a little bit and send the big boys out from set pieces. They've stood up to that so far, and it's been a strong performance.
It's 1-0 Wales as we go into the last 10 minutes on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Nico Williams and Nottingham Forest strides down the right-hand side as Henla Bernardi rings out around the Cardiff City Stadium. Dare not interrupt that. That is music to everybody's ears. As Edwin Kuch replaces Marko Jankovic. Robert Prosinecki playing his final card. 27,326 here. Don't forget, if you're listening to this in the stadium, I know plenty do, give us a call after the game. Call Rob from about 9:45, 03700 100 110. They're free. Call us on WhatsApp on 03700 100 110. Text Jessica Llewellyn on 81012, or post to @BBC Radio Wales your thoughts on this Wales performance, the 4 Bellamy games so far, and what we really love is a voice note. Love a voice note. 03700 100 110. If you're a 5 Sport Extra listener, feel free to join in. We're on until 10:30. And more news from Iceland. I'm seeing that Iceland have equalised 2-2. Good Jonsson.
Are you a voice note man, Rob? Do you like to send a voice note?
I don't like to send them, but I do love to get them on the phone in.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not all of them, because obviously there'd be no callers. Lovely little touch from Broadhead in midfield. Allen now into Williams, who's sort of inside right. Plays the ball into the penalty area. He was looking for Mark Harris. Montenegro smuggled the ball away. They're in possession again, but it's deep in their own half. One or two starting to go to beat the traffic. Little ball over the top of the Wales defence, and Kristovic is in here, sets it up, good block by Nico Williams. And then the offside flag goes up. Somebody's going to get hurt one of these days.
Honestly, I don't understand it. What have we waited there? 10 seconds for the attack to play out before he's put up the flag?
And there's 2 head injuries on the floor as well.
Yeah. So Craig Bellamy and Robert Prosinecki are having a little chat with the 4th official in between. But I don't think it's... I mean, Craig Bellamy's got great respect for other coaches, particularly one like Prosinecki, who I know he would rate as a player, having been so studious of European football down through the years. Ben Davies is down. And... it's Andrea Radulovic. It was an accidental clash, I think, but they both went down in a heap in front of the 2 dugouts. Davis is sat up. Edvin Kuch was the replacement for Jankovic. Two instructions now from Craig Bellamy. I'll put you two on the spot. This is what you get the big money for. Wales going to hang on to this. Helen Ward.
Yes.
Sam Vokes.
Yes.
Patriotic, both of you.
Were you expecting anything else, though?
Not really, but, you know, I'll set them up, you knock them down.
What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I think they will, yeah.
Lovely.
So we're all in agreement. I don't want to fall out with you two, do I? It's going to be a Wales free kick for offside. Clock says 85-30. Probably a bit more than that to go. As Harris keeps the ball in. Kutch, the substitute, gets involved. Davis intervenes. Back pass to Nikic, who's had a much quieter second half. Oh, Allen slipped as the ball came down towards him then. Don't know why I'm chuckling. It's not very nice, but... he's up again. Still going, and then he loses it. And Williams, who's been excellent this month, I've got to say, for Wales. I think he was brilliant in Iceland, set up 2 goals, and he's done really well tonight as well. But Montenegro are not out of this, although they won't be helped by an overhead pass from Nikola Sipcic.
Yeah, I like Nico Williams. I do like him on the left-hand side, but I have to say he's been superb on the right tonight, and he uses his pace, he gets up and down, he's got so much energy, you know, whether it's going forward with the ball or recovering like we've just seen there. He gives absolutely everything every time he puts on that Welsh shirt, as so many of the players do, to be fair, but he's got exceptional quality.
Yeah, he leaves it all out there. You can see every time. The energy, it blows my mind every time I see him, really. He's up and down all day long, and the quality he's got as well going forward. He's a shining light for Wales at the minute, definitely.
Certainly is. I think Liam Cullen has enjoyed himself out there as well. He wants a throw in there, but the official on the far side has given it to Montenegro just inside their own half. And they switch play now to this near side for Radulovic, who just about keeps it in, and in doing so presents Sorba Thomas with a chance to burst forward. Sorba Thomas onto his right foot, thought he was going to shoot, tried to find Mark Harris, didn't find him, cleared up to Jovetic, takes a touch, hassled by Joe Allen, out for a throw-in.
I think he should have shot again. It's another player that... too many unselfish players in the team at the moment. It opened up for him maybe more than he expected, and for me, with his ability, I think he's got to take a shot there.
It's all happening in Reykjavik. Turkey have gone 3-2 up. Ardal Güler, the Real Madrid sensation, scored a blinder against Wales in Samsun. Not the last time we played, the time before that. Looks a top quality player, as you might expect at Real Madrid.
Well, you said you wanted him to score earlier, and now he has.
Well, I didn't really mean it like that, I have to say. I think he slightly misconstrued what I meant.
I'd never do that to you.
Ollie Cooper of Swansea City replaces his clubmate Liam Cullen for the last 2 minutes of normal time. And Kiefer Moore is coming on for Mark Harris. I know they didn't score, Sam Vokes. I think Mark Harris and Liam Cullen have done their prospects no harm.
Yeah, they're definitely impressed. I was interested to see Mark Harris before the game when we saw he was in the starting lineup. I think he's led the line well. We touched on it first half, a bit of unselfish work. But in this team, that's sometimes what that number 9 role creates. You have to be a bit unselfish, you have to do the running in behind and create those opportunities for the talented boys, I was saying, Harry Wilson, David Brooks, and yeah, we've seen them create some great chances, but I think he's led the line very well tonight, and he should be proud of that performance.
And if you're a Swansea City fan, you're looking at Roden, Cooper and Cabango from the current team, Allen, Davis. Well, of course, Cullen was on there as well, so really well represented. And Josh Sheehan, former Swansea City player as well. Here's Davis, 90th cap today, 2 behind the great Neville Southall in the Golden Cap League. Allen misplaced the pass out towards Nico Williams. 4 minutes of added time. This is an important 4 minutes for Wales. They'd love to do the double over Montenegro, and Craig Bellamy would love to get his first win here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Chance to keep him more, bursts in towards the penalty area, gets brought down. It's going to be a yellow card, it's going to be a Wales free kick. And it was Sipcic who had to commit himself, and he got the timing wrong, and he's getting a yellow card for his pains.
He just looked like he'd overrun it slightly, but he gets a little toe on the ball. Those long legs doing him a favour there, and again, a good press from Wales. It's good to see that they're still doing that high up the pitch at this stage in the game. You know, the energy levels have dropped off in previous performances, and we've seen a little bit of that in the second half, but it's good to see in the 91st, 92nd minute that they're still able to press high, and, you know, fingers crossed they can make this count and make the last couple of minutes a lot more enjoyable for the Red Wall.
Now, Nico Williams, who's got a mural, his very own mural in the village of Cefnmawr in North Wales, and Sorba Thomas for a free kick right down the middle, couldn't be more central, about a foot outside the Montenegrin penalty area, and this would really finish it. Will it be Williams? Will it be Thomas? It's Williams! And the goalkeeper pushes it away. My word, he got something behind that, Nico Williams.
Yeah, it's always tough from that position. He's gone keeper's side, probably an easy palm away from the goalkeeper. But yeah, he's had a great performance tonight, Nico, again. And we touched on it before. I really enjoy watching him in a Wales shirt. And again, another opportunity for us. Big Kiefer Moore on the pitch from a corner here. I'm sure he'd love a goal after coming on late on.
It'll be Sorba Thomas from the corner flag. Left-hand side, into the middle. Moore tries to get it back from beyond the far post. Went out for a goal kick. Keeper grabs it. And it's still 1-0 Wales. Harry Wilson's penalty. Obviously, one or two of the Wales fans think there's no doubt about this one. They're on the way out. As Williams still going strong as he was in the first minute. But he runs out of friends in high places there, and high up the Montenegro pitch, just blasts it forward. Allen heads it forward to Moore. Lays it back for Sorba Thomas. Shot for handball, but Sorba Thomas holds on to it. Playing his football in France now, of course, with Nantes. Davis chips it down beyond the defender for Thomas to run onto, and he gets there. Can he lay it back? He can, but he hits it too strong. Picked up by Williams on the right-hand side, but the assistant over then incurs the wrath of the Ninian stand by saying that one out for a throw-in.
Such good movement from Sorba Thomas, a little spin in behind. Again, can he finish it? If he's not going to finish it, he's got to put it on the floor for me, but Nico Williams just couldn't keep it in on the far side of the pitch. But excellent movement from Sorba Thomas, that's what he's got, and a clever ball from Ben Davis. Just that awkward height he's put it in across there.
I think I'm being selfish there, Helen.
Yeah.
Trying to strike it. Might be on his weaker foot, but yeah, get your foot behind it and see what happens.
So Wales have about 2 and a bit minutes, or maybe less than that, 1 and a bit minutes to hold on to this. Thomas takes the tumble. Prosinecki looks, former Real Madrid player, of course, he looks pained by that free kick which Sorba Thomas has won. And if you listen to the Montenegrin journalist we had on before the game started, he said this could be the end for Robert Prosinecki, or at least this campaign. This is his 8th game, has only won 2, and Montenegro have lost their last 5 on the trot, and looks like this is going to be 6 on the trot, although Ben Davis wastes the free kick. That's the full-time whistle. Craig Bellamy, Cardiff-born, gets his first Wales win in his home city, and it's 4 unbeaten now at the start of the Bellamy era. Harry Wilson, one of the Welsh stars of recent years, has continued his fine goal-scoring run. He's hungry for goals, and he was on the spot for Wales to claim a double over Montenegro. They will keep the pressure on Turkey, who have won in Iceland. It's finished here, Wales 1, Montenegro 0.